our list of blind spots movies that we have not seen potentially, and we are now watching, and we are discussing for the first time on camera. We have no idea what each other thinks of the movies that we watch on the show. We only discuss it once we start rolling.
That's right.
My name's Andy.
And I'm Adam.
And on Monday, we talked about a movie that dealt with a young girl competing in the National Spelling Bee, the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Right.
It's called Aquila and the Bee. And Adam decided to pair that with a documentary that deals with another spelling bee from a different year. Of course, that was a fictional movie. This is not a fictional movie.
Yep.
What are you going to tell us about today?
All right. 8 teenagers on their quest to win the 1999 Scripps National Spelling Bee in Spellbound. Spellbound came out in 2002. It is directed by Jeffrey Blitz. It is a documentary. Follows 8 different teenagers. I did not write their names down for whatever reason, but we'll get into that. Again, wanted to choose that because that is pretty much the subject of Aquila and the Bee, and figured why not watch all that kind of stuff. I have not heard of Spellbound before. I found it to put on the list. I've not seen it. Have you seen or heard of Spellbound before we watched it?
I don't know if I've seen it all the way through, but I've definitely seen parts of it,
Yeah.
or clips or something along the way, because I do remember when it came out, it being like a big deal, like a because documentaries usually don't generate a lot of buzz unless they become very popular.
Yep.
Documentaries are not like fiction films; they're not like feature films. A lot of times they just kind of go by the wayside, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of really good ones. But yeah, I remember this movie making a big splash.
All right.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about Spellbound?
I liked it. I mean, again, now kind of having watched it all the way through, I enjoyed it. I don't watch. I mean, I watch plenty of documentaries, I would say, but I watch far more films that aren't documentaries than I do of documentaries, because there's far more fiction films than there are documentaries. But I feel like the documentaries that I watch that come out nowadays, because we live, and I know I've said this before, and I sound like an old cranky man or something, but we live in an age where I feel like people's attention spans are just short, because everything is kind of bite sized. It's like we'll look at a really short video on our phone or tablet or whatever, or on YouTube and all this kind of thing. So I feel like beginning sometime maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s, every kind of reality show or not, maybe not reality show, but all these kind of behind the scenes, like behind the music on VH1 and all this stuff, everything had to be moving. So even when you show just like a still photograph, it's like had to zoom in. Everything has to be constantly in motion.
Ken Burns.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like they whoever's making it feels like we have to hold people's attention, so we can't. It's not okay to just show like a photograph and just have it sit there for like 10 seconds. You have to like make the photograph move. You have to do something so that people are constantly engaged. And I don't think that's true. First of all, I mean, I feel like if the material is compelling, if the thing that you're making a documentary about is compelling enough, I'm happy to sit there and watch a photograph for 10 seconds. Somebody's narrating or whatever. Something like that. So I feel like this is still kind of from the before era, before we went crazy and everything has to be super flashy and all this stuff. The movie basically it sets it up. You're introduced to the 8 children. Yeah. They film them kind of their home life, why they got interested, and they let everybody just speak. I don't feel like the Jeffrey Blitz and whoever helped make the documentary gets in the way. They just film the people. The one girl, her family has come over from Mexico, and her her dad doesn't even speak English, but they're super proud of their daughter, and it's like this is what we came here for. We came here so that our children could have a better life, and stuff like that. It's very cool, to see that sort of thing. All these kids are so diverse. Some of them are a little strange, honestly, yeah. But all these kids are very diverse. And bright, obviously, and can spell better than I ever hoped to could spell.
Mm-hmm.
They're really sharp kids, and interesting. They have a good cross section of all these different kids. They let them set themselves up. This is why I got interested in spelling. This is what happened to be, and then they go to the spelling bee, not spelling speed. They go to spelling bee, and they compete, and that's it. But I mean, it's not like super long. It held my interest the entire time. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's just a very well done documentary. I didn't really have any problems with it. I mean, again, it's not like a feature film. It's not like fiction. I wasn't like, oh, the writing is bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think overall it was presented in a way that held my interest. It didn't have to be zooming all over the place. I thought all the kids were interesting in their own little way. Again, some of them maybe a little bit weirder than others, but still, they're all, again, they're wonderful kids, whatever. And so it was fun to watch. I liked it.
Right.
What about you?
I pretty much agree with everything you said. I found the people that followed really interesting and really captivating. And I think they got a good swath of people from all over the United States that come from different backgrounds, have different cultures and all that kind of stuff. And it's really interesting to see how they kind of all come together to do this, right? And the B and the B and all that kind of stuff. And some of the people I was really rooting for and thought they were really interesting, like you mentioned, the girl from Texas, I think her name is Angela, was really interesting, and just kind of her background and like how her father was just like so happy for her and so enamored with her and all that kind of stuff while she was doing it. And then Nadia, who ended up winning, right, was pretty interesting. I thought all the kids was interesting. Subject was interesting and all that kind of stuff. My only criticism of this movie is that the titles, like they came up like for the people's names and everything like that is like a stock like iMovie or Final Cut graphic, and just every time I saw that, it just like my skin crawled. It just looked it looked so of the 2000s. Like it was just like very very like, oh wow, that like jumped out to me. Like it looked that I don't know why that got under my skin. But it just did. But it's obviously it's not a big thing. It's nothing from the content.
That's kind of charming though, right? I mean, it's
very
yesteryear.
It's very like DV and stuff like that. Like almost reminds me of the Villa Farmiga movie we were watching.
Down to the Bone.
Down Down to the Bone, right?
Yeah.
Before we watched Winter's Bone, right? Was like the same kind of like DV shot and all that kind of stuff. So it reminded me of that. But I'm with you. I found the kids interesting. I found the story interesting. And it's interesting to me always kind of like, how do they choose the kids, and are we going to be lucky enough to follow one that actually wins or not?
I wonder, like, did they follow a ton, like a bunch more kids, and then they only took these ones, and I mean, I don't know how many. What is there? 200 competitors or something in this?
I think it was like 249 or 250.
They can't follow them all. I wouldn't think they don't have enough resources or money to do that. But I wonder how they kind of make that selection, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm glad I found it. I enjoyed watching it. I really now want to watch Spelling the Dream, which you mentioned in the last episode, because you said that Nadia comes back, or they kind of follow her. And in this movie, she said she wanted to be a surgeon or a doctor, and it sounded like from you that she is.
I believe so.
That's awesome.
I believe so. I know she went to like MIT or something. And I think she's a doctor. She's studying to be a doctor or something. I don't remember exactly, but I thought it was funny because in Spelling the Dream, they're talking to some of the parents, and they're like, like, what do they watch any kind of like movies or something? And this one lady holds up a copy of Aquila and the Bee in one hand and Spellbound in the other. And she's like, my daughter, we always watch these two movies. And I was like, hey,
real shit.
I was like, that's awesome.
That's cool. That's really cool. I gotta find that.
Yeah, it's cool. The only other thing I really want to say out of my notes is I thought it was cool that they interviewed the guy that won in 1925.
Yeah, they interviewed like some past winners, including that guy.
Luckily, I mean, this was made at a time where he was still living. And he talks about his experience with it, and some of the other people that they interviewed, I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was very cool too.
Yeah.
I high recommend for me for Spellbound. What are the critics on that?
It's good. 97% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, 83% audience score. Roger Ebert gave it, I think, 3.5 in print, and obviously thumbs up And Leonard Maltin gives it 3.5 stars. So
Nice.
everybody's high on it. We're high on it. Everybody's high on
I
it.
think we need like a Blu-ray release on this because I feel like it's still like a DVD release.
Yeah, there's no Blu-ray of it.
Yeah. So we need a hike. We're making it happen. We did it with American Movie apparently.
American Movie's coming out in November, I think.
Yeah,
Later this year. Yeah.
Spellbound, guys. That's the next one.
Yeah.
Get behind that.
I think there's a lot of documentaries that probably need a high definition release. And I don't know that it's going to make it look any better or stellar or anything like that. But I think it's always good to get a Blu-ray release out there, if nothing else, because it reintroduces people to it or introduces people to it for the first time. And because a lot of times the DVD's like out of print or something. And it's always an opportunity to bring new special features to the table. So I think that's cool.
You can do more interviews. Maybe do Spelling the Dream with it and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Where are they now? All that stuff.
Yeah. Behind the
because I think she's the only one that's in Spelling the Dream. I don't think they talk to any of the other kids that are in it, but they do talk to some more like past winners that they didn't talk to in Spellbound, I believe.
All right.
So it's pretty cool.
Well, very cool. All right. Alrighty. So that was Spellbound.
Yeah.
So because we did some spelling bee type movies this week, we decided to forego a viewer's question and actually do our own Real Shame inaugural spelling bee. I'm going to tell you how it's going to work out. I'm probably going to go 0 for whatever words we do, and Andy will probably go 5 for 5.
No, I will. I absolutely will not.
Not
unless you pick the easiest words in the world.
I might have. I feel like my spelling has gotten worse because everything now has spell check on it. Like I feel like when I was younger, like I was typing things or writing things out, like I didn't have spell check. I was writing things longhand.
Yeah.
But now everything I do, I compose emails, I text, everything gets spell checked. So if I get close enough, it's right. So I feel like my spelling has gotten worse over the years, along with my mental capacity.
So I wrote my words for you in this little book that I've got here.
So I have mine on my phone.
But this, I swear, this is the most writing I've done by hand in like 10 years. And my hand was like, I was tired. I was like, why didn't I type this?
So I didn't choose like super hard words, but I choose words that I think are, that are not necessarily spelt the way they sound.
Okay. Before we start, I did want to ask you, did you ever do a spelling bee in school?
I don't think I've ever done spelling bee.
I did. And it was like I guess it was in like elementary school. So we didn't do them when I got older. But it was, I don't remember what grade it was in, but it was like that whole grade, whatever the grade it was. I came in second out of the school.
Oh.
But I was so disappointed that I came in second. Yeah. I was like, and do you know the word that I missed? The word that tripped me up?
Logorrhea?
No, are you kidding? No, we didn't have words that difficult back then, back in the dark ages. No, the word that I missed was opportunity, because I spelled it like it sounds. Most people say opportunity. They don't say opportunity. There's an O there.
Instead of an A?
I put a U, opportunity. OPPURTUNITY. It's OPPORTUNITY. And it was funny because I lived in a fairly small town, but I mean, like, not small enough to where like everybody knew each other. But I swear, by that evening, like I felt like it was all over town. Like I went to the grocery store and the cashier was like, "Opportunity, huh?" And I was like, "I don't even know you.
Yeah.
How do you know about that?" Like it was like I had to go hide my head in shame for like a week after that. So anyway, yeah, that's the only spelling bee experience that I remember, and I was first place loser.
All right.
All right, who's going first here?
I don't know. I'll go first, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so I do have definitions if you want definitions.
I wrote down definitions as well.
All right, your first word. This one,
no pressure.
I'm gonna go easy, hopefully to hard.
Okay.
Is fuchsia.
Fuchsia, like the color.
It's a taxonomic genus within the family because of small red, pink, purple flowers. These small shrubs are popular garden plants. So it's the plant.
Okay. Fuchsia. FUSCHIA. Fuchsia?
No.
Oh.
You said FUS. It's FUCHSIA.
Oh. All right. One strike for me.
Okay.
We're doing 5 words, right?
Yeah, I did 5 words.
My first word for you is... It's not up there anymore. Good. Logorrhea.
Oh, crap. Okay. Logorrhea. Log. Logorrhea. Okay. I already said log. I want to say ERRHEA.
Ding. LOGORRHEA. We both got an X.
I kept on wanting to go.
This may be a tie. We
Yeah,
get
yeah.
all 5 wrong.
Okay. All right. For you, the next word I'm going to do is a little bit longer word.
Okay.
Is sycophant.
Sycophant is sycophant. SYCOPHANT. Sycophant.
There's no ding. That means you got it right.
All right.
All right.
Now I feel like I picked 2 hard words for you.
That's
But I tried to pick words that like I feel like you've seen.
okay.
Maybe you don't use them in everyday life. Not all of them, but some of them. What about woebegone?
Okay. Woe be gone.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to spell it like it sounds, so I don't know if that's going to be right.
I don't know.
So I'm going to spell it woe be gone. WOEBEGONE.
You are correct.
Okay. I
Woebegone.
could have spelled it WHOA, but I guess that would have been too. Would have been wrong.
Yeah.
All right, for you, the next word, and this is a word I can never spell right.
Uh-oh.
It's nauseous.
Nauseous. NAUSEOUS. Nauseous.
That's correct.
All right. Are you a Radiohead fan?
Yes. Is it amnesiac?
No.
Is it
It's
okay?
hard, it's harder than that.
I can spell okay computer.
So again,
is it the Benz?
It's not the Benz.
BENNS.
So I wrote down more than 5 words just so I could have something to pick from. This movie or this word is a movie title. So if you've ever seen the movie title,
oh, don't tell me it's Synecdoche.
no, I saw that one. I did not write that one down.
I was like,
This one is Leviathan. It's a horror movie from the 80s.
Yeah.
Leviathan.
Okay, Leviathan. LEVIATHAN.
You got it.
Yeah,
Leviathan.
Okay. I've seen that a few times.
Okay.
But yes, good. All right. Next one, a word that I think this one's deceptively hard to spell.
Okay.
Although when I was looking up the word, it says it's also spelled the other way. And I'm like, well, that's not the right way to spell it. So I'm looking for so we can argue whether or not you get it right or not.
Okay.
And the word is liquefy.
Liquefy?
Yeah.
The only liquefy spelling I know is liquefy, LIQUIFY.
All right. So I saw that as an alternate
Oh,
spelling.
alternate spelling is EFY.
Well, I saw the alternate spelling is IFY, but the way I saw it was EFY.
Yeah, no, I've only ever seen IFY.
Okay. Well, I don't know. So I saw it EFY.
I think we'll call that one a yes.
We'll call that one we'll call that one a pluckers spelling bee question.
There you go.
All right. Okay.
All right. How about vermiculated?
All right.
But again, just think about how it sounds. Vermiculated. I'm not trying to trip you up here.
Vermiculated.
Vermiculated.
Okay.
Worm-like in shape.
Can I get a country of origin on that?
It comes from Latin.
Okay. Okay, vermiculated. VERMICULATED.
You got it. Vermiculated.
Right. All right. Here's the one that I learned is new, and this one's a word from the actual. It's a winning word.
Mm.
And it's sillepsis.
Sillepsis?
Yes, it's a figure of speech in which one word simultaneously modifies 2 or more other words such that the modification must be understood differently.
Okay. Sillepsis.
Sillepsis.
I'll say sillepsis. Llepsis. Cellepsis.
That's correct.
Wow. I didn't think that was correct. So I think that's 5 for
That is 5 for you.
me. So you just need one more, and I'm not gonna be mean. Hey, it's fine if it's a tie. What's a good one out of the ones I have left? I feel like that one's too long.
The disenfranchised
No, it's not that. It's not that. Torporific.
Okay.
Producing mental or spiritual sluggishness. Torporific.
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 I kind of want to do like torpedo plus horrific. I don't know if that's close. But there could be a PH in there. Okay. Let's go torporific.
Like it comes from the word torpor. Torpor.
Okay.
That's torporific.
TORPORPHIC? No, not
No.
close.
But you were on the right track. TORPORIFIC.
Okay,
Torporific.
Darn. I actually did better than I thought I would.
You did. You did. No, I asked you.
I'm glad you went easy on me.
I asked you if you're a Radiohead fan because again, some of these words that are in the scripts list, I'm like, really? I thought that was made up. Radiohead has a song called Myxomatosis.
Okay.
And that's an actual word. It means a severe virus disease of rabbits. So anyway, I would know how to spell that only from seeing it on their albums.
Yeah.
Like it's because it's on the Hail to the Thief album.
I try to stay away from like diseases because I feel like those words are always complicated and long and stuff like that.
Well, that's why I wrote down more. I wrote down way more than 5 words because I wanted to be able to pick from it.
Although I did nauseous and sycophant, so I guess that's all medical stuff.
Do you know this word syzygy?
No.
Where the planets like line up. Have you ever seen that word?
No, I've not seen that word.
I wrote that down, but I didn't use it. It's SYZYGY. Syzygy.
Oh, that's crazy looking.
Yeah.
That doesn't even look like a real word.
I know. The first time I ever saw that word, I was like, what's that?
All right. Well, that was our inaugural spelling bee. Andy didn't come first place loser this time.
I did.
He came first place.
Yeah. Barely. Yay.
Good job.
That was fun.
That was fun. All right. Well, if you guys tell us some more spelling bee movies, we might do a second real shame spelling bee. Let us know. Leave your comments down below.
Or some other competition.
Yeah. We're doing stuff for reviews, guys.
But we have to be seated. We're not going to get up and move around because we got this whole thing set up. So.
No running or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. That's everything Spellbound and more. Stay tuned next week as we watch more movies from Mindless Shame. And we're getting awfully close to October, so we're gonna get into our Halloween season soon. But we got a couple more weeks before that. And please like, subscribe, share, do all that social media stuff. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.